no brains. I'm Bill DeFabio for Sports Radio 1250 WTAE.
Sports Radio 1250.
Sports Radio 1250.
WTAE.
WTAE.
It is the Doug Hoerth morning radio show. Mr. Hoerth is not in the building today. He's probably at home, although we have yet to verify. My name is El Kabong, also known as Lawrence, to all of you faithful fans out there. My fans, as Elaine Blythe would say. It is 5:35 on Sports Radio 1250 WTAE. We are doing the best of Hoerth today. You know, Joe DeStio mentioned a couple minutes ago, not months ago, a couple minutes ago, get it right, that Shawnee Jebbia, what a fascinating name that is. I think she's the one that put a bounty on Han Solo's head. Won Miss USA last night, and as soon as I heard her name, I said, I know that young lady. I know her from somewhere. And it dawned on me, she's on the ESPN co-ed training show. She's one of the girls, one of the hot babes on the show. She's on there shaking her groove thing, her money maker, and now she's Miss USA. Well, let's hope none of those episodes of co-ed training come from behind to haunt her.
You didn't ask for it, but we're in a giving mood. It's the best of Hoerth.
Now, seriously, congratulations, Shawnee, and what a name that is. I hope you'll come by and give us a visit and be interviewed sometime soon.
Sports Radio 1250 WTA. Doug Hoerth, this is my name. Hope you know who you are. 5
English,
to 10.
do you speak it?
I'm trying my damnedest. 5 a.m. to 10. That's the new time slot. All sports, all the time. Obviously, the morning show will continue to be a general purpose mishmash, although we will emphasize sports, obviously. What am I with the obviously for? It's because I'm... Give it a rest in there, please. Give it a rest. I'm just tired. I've been mainlining caffeine all weekend. Big thrill getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning.
In the form of what?
Just to entertain you folk. Starting at 5. My God. When does this thing get into delay? It takes forever.
You got a lot to complain about. You know, you're in good company this morning. Dela Cruz is up this early.
Right.
Who's that? Elizabeth Johnson is up. John Burnett is up this early.
Mike Clark upstairs. Welcome me to
Robert
the morning
Reed
world.
is up this early.
That's right. So is Barbie upstairs.
And the lovely, isn't it, Melanie Schaefer?
Melanie Schaefer is the one who sort of looks like Bobby Batista, but she doesn't have a lazy eye.
Florence Henderson.
She has a lazy nose, but we don't want to discuss that on the air. It's very tragic. But anyway, I want to get to the phones. The problem is we're not in delay. We're in delay now. Chuck, you're on WTA. The big whistle.
Bill Chadwick.
Bill Chadwick.
Colorman on the Ranger games with Jim Gordon.
No, we have Jim Gordon, but that's not who named him the big whistle. You're close. You're close. You know who gave him the nickname?
That I didn't. I don't know.
Marv Albert. Marv Albert called Big Bill Chadwick, who was the color commentator. He was a referee, a one-eyed referee, by the way. Did you know that?
I didn't know he was. I knew he was a referee. I didn't know he was a.
He was in the Hall of Fame, and he said that when people used to yell at him, you're blind. He said they were half right because he had one eye, and he never told anybody he only had one eye. But that's where I ripped off the name. Hello, Walt.
Yes, ma'am. Hello, how you doing, Doug?
I'm doing wonderful.
Good. I think you should call the show The Compromiser.
Yeah, why is that?
Because you said when you filled in for O'Brien and Gary a long time ago, you said, I will never work these hours.
Oh, no, wait. Compromiser, how about Whoremeister? That's even better. This is called keeping a job.
Yeah,
I didn't apply for this. I was very happy 3 to 6. I had my little niche there, but they said, hey, it's morning, so there's the streets. So what would you do?
Hey, I would compromise myself the same as you did.
But let's not call it compromising, Walt. Let's call it whoring ourselves out.
And I know you're not a big sports fan, so this really hit you where you're not
this
at.
is whoring myself out big time.
Yeah, and I don't blame you either.
Thanks for calling, Walt.
All right,
Take care. We got the lovely Lois on the phone with us. Lois, what do you got?
I have a suggestion for the name of your show.
Oh, okay. Let me get my finger on the delay button. On the dump button here. Go ahead.
How about, since it is a sports station, if you call it the First Down or First and 10?
First and 10. I kind of like it. We have a contest called First and 10, too.
That's why I figured since you're going till 10, you could call it First and 10.
Not a bad idea, and I appreciate the telephone call.
Sports Radio 1250 WTAE's got you double-teamed in the evening with Phillips and Farrell.
Everybody tries to cheat one way or another.
All the jag-offs sit around and talk about me.
Wow! Harsh words.
I don't have many friends in business.
How about one for the middle finger if we win it all?
All the old pricks take up all the tea times.
They're on some sort of drug.
We've got got you double teamed.
There will be fines levied.
John Phillips, evening, 6 to 10. Then it's Pharrell on the bench from 10 to 1.
That's like apples and oranges.
Sports Radio, 1250 WTAE. Hidden in the WTAE.
16 degrees, Sports Radio 1250 WTAE. L. Gaines on the radio, filling in for Mr. Doug Hoerth, who is in absentia. Don't ask me why. I didn't do it. I never laid a hand on him or anybody, any members of his family. I didn't do nothing to him. Today, brisk cold with snow showers accumulating 1 to 2. I'm drifting into Cosby. I promise I won't do that this morning. Accumulating 1 to 2 inches, a high of going up to 23 today, folks. Get out the gloves, get out the scarf. Hands on your hips. Never mind. Tonight, cloudy snow showers tapering to flurries, a low of 13 degrees. And then Thursday, variably cloudy, brisk, a few flurries, and a high of 32 degrees. I guess I better read this part, too, for all you folks out there who really need to know this. Winter storm warning for Cambria, Somerset, and the mountain ridges of Fayette and Westmoreland counties. 4 to 6 inches expected there today. And a winter weather advisory also for Armstrong, Butler, and the rest of Westmoreland and Fayette counties. 2 to 4 inches expected today. A lot of inches expected here and there. Later on in the program, live on this very show, we will be giving away a pair of tickets to see Elvis the concert Tuesday, March 17th, 7:30 p.m. at the Civic Arena. Don't call now because I'm not going to give it to you. We're not going to play the little game now. We'll do it later on in the show. But right now,
put down the coffee and pick up the Pepto. It's time to dig Doug on the best of Earth.
5 a.m. to 10 weekdays. I'll get that right. If you like it, tell your friends you hate it. Don't tell a soul. I don't want bad news to get around. So what did you see?
Don't tell nobody about this.
If you hate it, please do me that large favor. So what did you see over the weekend now, the new Alien movie?
Yeah, I went out and saw that. Alien Resurrection. Sigourney Weaver's back. She's cloned.
What else has Sigourney Weaver done besides Aliens and Working Girl? That's about it, right?
Well, she's in that Ice Storm that's gotten some good reviews from the critics. I don't know about...
But she returns to that which she does best, which is an alien movie.
Well, I don't know how well she's done it since the second one, which I put on tape last night and watched again. What a great movie that is.
Which one, Alien or Alien 2?
The second one, Aliens.
You liked Aliens?
Oh, the second one with the Marines going in and shooting up? Oh, yeah,
but
that's
Paul
good.
Reiser was in Aliens, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was the comic foil, and he got his.
Kept looking for his Uncle Mel Brooks. It got very annoying. No, I liked the original Alien. That was
I liked the first one, too.
Yaphet Kotto was in the original, right?
Yaphet and Tom Skerritt and Harry Dean Stanton.
And is Charles Dutton in number 2?
He was in 3.
He was in 3, okay.
Everybody was bald in 3. That's how you remember that. No hair. We got no... Maury's Wigs couldn't sponsor Alien 3.
Don't forget, call Maury's Wigs at Poplar 59293. So what's your overall evaluation of the film?
Average.
Uh-huh.
Not very exciting. Nothing to remember.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know, they go back to the drawing board. They don't come up with anything to challenge, especially after watching last night. I watched the second one again, as I said, and it was spectacular with the special effects, and they had interesting characters. But in this newest one, the characters are all flat and boring, and everybody's dirty, like they need a good shower.
Maybe they went to the well once too often.
Ron Perlman is hanging around in the sewers down there like that Beauty and the Beast TV show used to be on.
Well, I saw Midnight... Help me with the title. Is it Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil?
Yes.
Directed by Clint Eastwood. Based on a book that has been on the bestseller list for like about the last, 72 years. The book is based on a real-life incident that happened a number of years ago in Savannah, Georgia. Movie has gotten, for the most part, good reviews. My review, in short, are you ready? Piece of crap.
Didn't like that.
Piece of C-R-A-P. Now, I don't want to hear from people who say, well, the book and the movie. Most people are never going to read the book. The movie has to rise or fall based on its own merits. The movie dies because, and I've never read the book, but it is obvious that they are trying to do greatest hits from the book, include those greatest hits in the movie. When you do something like that, you are destroying your film. This is essentially a murder trial movie that takes a good 45 minutes to get started. I love Kevin Spacey, but after about the first hour and a half, it was like, give me a break, die already. I still don't understand what Clint Eastwood's daughter was doing. Well, I do understand what she was doing in the movie. The kid needs work. her character, maybe it was a big character in the book, I don't care, I'm never going to read the book. In the movie, she just kept drifting in and drifting out. She'd kiss John Cusack, she kissed Kevin Spacey, she kissed John Cusack again, then she kissed a Georgia Bulldog. I mean, it was nothing. 2 hours and 40 minutes. My rear end fell asleep in the second hour. And, Laurence, even Joanna Flug could not save it. Joanna Flug was in the movie. Very exciting.
What'd she do?
To see Joanna Flug. She walked in and went, I'm Joanna Flug, and they gave her a cookie and told her to go away. Anyway, it's a movie that, if you read the book and loved it, and I didn't read the book at all, but I'd be willing to bet if you read the book and loved it, you're going to hate the film. If you never read the book and you go and see the movie, at best you'll say it's an average motion picture. There's also an element of pretentious hipness in the film. And what also fascinated me, there are 2 black characters in the movie. This will make you feel good, Laurence. 2 black characters. One is a woman who practices voodoo, and the other is a, how can I say it, a whip attitude transvestite.
Oh, really? Is there any other kind?
You know, just one of those sassy transvestites, okay? That was the
She said sugar a lot.
That was the African...
Honey.
And watch your ass. She said all of those things. No, the black transvestite in the movie was almost...
Teresa Graves.
Was almost a stereotype caricature, or caricature of a stereotype. I'm not saying that very well. And this person, her name is Delilah, or Malila, or Ramona, whatever the hell her name is. She's doing it without the panache of Jay Davidson, if you know what I'm saying. What was the movie that Jay Davidson was in? I can't think of the name of it now.
Crying Game.
Crying Game, thank you. But she was almost like a stereotype. And there was a pretentious hipness to her, too. It was just a bad film. Anybody else who saw it, and I'm not quite sure how the movie's doing, and you'd like to discuss it, 333-WT. I don't want to spend a lot of time. It's not worth a lot of time, because I don't think the movie's going to do well anyway. Although Flubber did well, by the way. Despite the lousy reviews, Flubber wound up grossing $30 million its first weekend. So that looks like it will be okay.
Well, all the kids had already seen The Little Mermaid. They already own it, so there was nothing else out there for them to see.
And it was Thanksgiving weekend. Sure, makes perfect sense. Now, did you watch?
And kids love Goop.
Did you watch your local parade, or you watch Macy's?
You know what? I forgot all about that local parade. The only parade I saw, and I mentioned this to you, was this. I guess it was Macy's.
Yeah.
The Barney float got into a little bit of trouble, so the fine NYC cops had to help it out a bit. As it's making its way down to street level, some cop's running there with a knife, and he just starts stabbing Barney.
Stabbing Barney?
Yeah, and then another cop comes along after a while and says, hey, cool it, we got kids watching, you do this.
Nothing worse than stabbing Barney on a Thanksgiving morning. Well, you haven't lived until you've seen our local parade. I forget what they call that.
They had knives out there Saturday morning.
I think it's called Parade on the Cheap. You have never seen cheaper-looking floats in your life. My God, where do they get those floats? They have, you know what they have? What do they call? They have a lot of flatbed trucks, and they throw a few daisies on it. And, hey, this is a float. Am I right?
Exactly.
And John...
regatta leftovers.
Exactly. And tell John Fedko to leave the kid at home. Well, yeah, I'm so tired of seeing that child. I mean, I'm watching that child. I want to see Fedko. I don't want to see the kid. But really, the cheapest-looking parade you've ever seen in your life, and those marching bands, all those high school, they all sound alike. Oom pa-pa, oom pa-pa, oom pa-pa, oom pa-pa. They had a guy who tap danced, and he was wearing sneakers at the time. I've never seen that before in my life. This is right out on Ardmore Boulevard. The guy's tap dancing in sneakers. It was very exciting. And Damon Wilson has blimped out. I don't know how to...
Oh, so Damon. I forgot about
Damon has put on a few pounds, and they had radio people. They had radio people on these floats. Borelli's line was, why is it that all radio people are fat and ugly? I don't understand that, but they're either fat and ugly or they look like me, which is not so fat and ugly. But there was a very exciting parade. And the other thing I noticed about this parade, and you notice about all parades, but it was particularly noticeable in this Pittsburgh parade. All these people are coming by on these cheap floats. There's Santa Claus coming by, and there's the, somebody's nurses, Keystone Oaks, whatever the hell it is. They're waving. Everybody's waving. Everybody on a float is waving. Everybody in a parade is waving. There's only one problem. If you take a good look at the crowd, nobody's waving back. Why would you just arbitrarily wave when not a soul is waving back? In fact, if you took a good look at the crowd, it looked as though not a soul was there. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand this.